Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Although I support a number of the bills before us today, in the interest of time, I'll limit my remarks to just two of them. The first of these is H.R. 4785, the Uyghur Policy Act. I'm pleased to be an original co-sponsor on this important legislation, authored by Representative Young Kim, who's the vice-ranking member of the Asia Pacific Subcommittee. Human rights are not high on the Chinese Communist Party's list of priorities. In fact, Xi Jinping, in his own writings, acknowledges that he doesn't believe in human rights at all. Rather, he believes human rights are just bourgeois values that will be superseded by socialism with Chinese characteristics. And the CCP's bloody history is littered with examples of this viewpoint in action. On political rights, one sees flagrant abuses from Tiananmen Square to Hong Kong and on from there. On freedom of speech, there's the Great Firewall. On freedom of religion, the CCP suppresses Christianity, persecutes the Falun Gong, has uprooted the unique culture of Tibet, and even wants to dictate who the next Dalai Lama should be. And the CCP has taken this campaign to a whole new level in Xinjiang, with widespread slavery, rape, torture, indoctrination, and mass incarceration of the Uyghurs and other minorities in modern-day concentration camps. And the PRC is also attacking the next generation. They are removing Uyghur children from their parents, imposing severe birth quotas for Uyghurs, and conducting forced abortions. Perhaps most telling, the Chinese Communist Party has sought to sterilize or enforce long-term involuntary contraception against a sizable percentage of the population, up to 80% in some areas of Xinjiang. In April, this committee voted to call these atrocities what they are, genocide. And the House recently included much stronger language in the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA. The Uyghur Policy Act will build on these declarations by providing a framework for our efforts to bring an end to the atrocities in Xinjiang. If we do not stand up today against this genocide, we'll be judged harshly by the next generation, who has to live in a world where the CCP has normalized crimes against humanity. I'd also like to mention HRES 336, which calls on Russia to release Paul Whelan. Vladimir Putin is holding Mr. Whelan without presenting evidence and without treating his medical needs. This is unconscionable and must end. But I'd also like to make a broader point. Hostage diplomacy is on the rise, whether it's Russia, as we have in this case, or Iran or China. Civilized nations don't make hostages of innocent bystanders. Only gangsters do that. This draws a sharp distinction between us and them and shows why the free world is on the side of basic human decency. No one wants to live in a world where the rules are China and Russia make the rules. And the barbarity of genocide and the outrage of hostage diplomacy make this clear. So I'd urge my colleagues to support these measures and others as well, and I yield back.